Why should we talk to our kids about finance? It is simply because these talks are so essential to their well-being. I raised my kids in 2 different continents, and I'm telling you, the world is changing. Last year, I started a community project on financial mindset. I saw the pain in people, and it became my mission to help others set the right mindset on finance. So let's explore this connection between well-being and finance. So what's the #1 reason for stress in the US? Anybody knows? American Psychological Association states that regardless of the economic climate, money and finance remain the top stressor in the US. It significantly impacts the well-being and health of Americans. This is very concerning, but I'm telling you, we can do something about it, and we should do something about it. So why is finance so stressful? What about living paycheck to paycheck, having no reserves for life events? That's hard. We also know that the more people make money, the more they spend. So high income is not an indication that we have funds. What about credit card debt? This is a cultural thing where people buy and buy and buy things that in the end they don't even use just because others buy it. And the funds for retirement. Did you know that half of Americans aged 55 and up have $0 in the bank for retirement? How are they going to outlive? I want to play tennis when I'm 80. You need substantial funds for that, right? So 2 out of 3 Americans experience financial stress, and that's definitely a new era. Let's look at well-being. What is it? It's simply being healthy in body and mind. Be happy. It also means you have the freedom and the clarity on the choices you make. I want to choose what I want to do in life, and I want to be able to make the right decisions. How about reduce stress? Just relax. Sometimes we forget that. And lastly, I want to love yourself and people around you. If I'm happy, everybody around me is happy. And everybody around those people is happy. And this is the best chain reaction to achieve happiness. So well-being is disrupted by financial stress, definitely. But well-being is also a result of an effort. We have to work hard to get it. So what's missing here? I call it financial awareness. What is it? It's simply a mindset that leads to a behavior in regards to finance. And this behavior should be habitual. Habitual means that every day we do things little by little until it becomes natural to us, rather than a burden. So why is financial awareness missing? What's going on here? Are we aware of all the decisions that we make financially every day? And every day we make a few of them, whether they're insignificant or they're huge ones. For example, if I go and buy a coffee and a muffin in the morning for $7, am I looking at these $7 in the long run, like in 1 month from now, a year, 5, 10, 20? Of course not. I'm stuck in the muffin, right? It's very tasty. Why should I think of the future? Another point, are we as parents clear on finance? So many people are not clear on finance. So what do people do when they're not clear about something? They have this brilliant idea that they're just going to sit there quietly and wait, and maybe someday this problem will just evaporate, right? Doesn't work. So what's the next thing they do? Oh my God, my life is crazy. I'm so busy. I'll handle it next month, right? Do you resonate with that? So financial awareness is kind of a blind spot. There's nothing here that we do intentionally. We just don't have this daily awareness. So now that we revealed that, that's the first step to go through a solution. And a solution for me is always through education. Financial awareness education. Big question.
Did our parents talk to us about finance? When I ask people, they tell me either strictly no or way too little, not enough. So, again, as parents, we would do anything in the world for our kids, right? Aren't we going to take them to the best physician if they're ill? Don't we teach them all the values that we grew up on? How much time and money do we spend so that they get to the top universities in the country? And they do a great job at this. We do a great job. So let's look at these kids now, leaving home, going to college. Now they have to manage their life on their own. They kind of feel a little lost and don't know what to do because now they're going to have to go to the bank on their own and they have to buy groceries and cook, oh my God, and a bunch of other stuff that they didn't used to do at home. So now there's a really big gap between we being in the best college in the United States to my life skills. So we must educate them on financial awareness. We must talk to our kids about finance. And there is no right and appropriate age for this. The earlier the better, I'm telling you. I'm never going to wake up in the morning saying, oh gosh, this is the day where I'm going to take my kids and talk to them about finance. No, it's not going to happen. Nobody wants to do that, right? So let's look at the opportunities in setting this dialogue with our kids on finance. First is the confidence and the goals and the clarity that they would have in life. I want to relate to two aspects. One, simply have them get a sense of how much things cost. You think it's obvious to them? When they come to me, Mommy, buy me this, Daddy, buy me that, do you think they're selfish? No, they don't know. Take them to the grocery store. A simple action. I did it with my kids. It was a life changer for them, believe me. You know why? Because they got the value of things and they understood that they can't have it all. Another thing I want to talk about, plant the seeds in your kids to accumulate wealth early. Whether your kids are 15 and over and can get a formal job, or they're little and can just help around the house, show them the opportunity in earning money and are not spending it all. This is not an easy process. I did it with my older son, and it took time. But now I have a son that saved money, manages it on his own, and he's proud of himself. And this is confidence. Now I want to get back to that coffee and muffin. Let's say I spent $200 on these. I decide to cut it into half. So $100 I spend on coffee and a muffin in a month, but the other 100 every month I save. I don't miss months. After 1 year, 10, 20, 30, do you know how much money I would have just by doing this simple action? $200,000 approximately. That's huge. Here's funds for college, for retirement, for whatever. Second point I want to talk about, it's the bond in the family and the trust. It's so important. I believe in transparency, and I believe that kids should be part of every discussion on finance in the house. It's like a coin. So on one hand, they have a say, and it's hard for parents. On the other hand, along with that comes responsibility, and that's bond, partnership. Example, my son is an expert in Googling online for the best deals. I can't do it as good as he does. So he does that. That's his responsibility. On the other hand, one day he comes to me and he says, Mommy, why are you buying so much wine? First I was embarrassed, but then I said, okay, the guy's right. Yeah. So he helped me. This is partnership. Third thing, parents, now you're a role model, right? You cannot just sit around and do nothing about yourselves. So that's a solution for you too. And lastly, I call it the financial awareness DNA. It means that our kids and your kids and their kids and their kids would be on top of the world. So now that we understand this urgency of financial awareness and the importance, what do we do next? We know we are responsible for our future, only us. So we start today. I want everybody in this room to go with your family and start initiating talks. You can even make it to some stores and look at some prices with your kids today and start brainstorming on ways to save money. Why not? And what do you do from tomorrow and the days after? You spread the word. You go to everybody you know and you share this message and you make it a habit. And lastly, I want to say, please contact me if you need help. I'm here to create projects with you and help everybody be happy. Thank you.